shadows. It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die, we live to die. And we're surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. Shadows in the neon. We are
Hey, good morning, fam, and welcome to the stream. It's gonna be an amazing show today. And you guys know me. It's me, Rain, and we're gonna discuss about a lot of things, a lot of amazing things which happened in the previous week, as well as we're gonna discuss about a lot of things which are gonna happen in this week, as well as in the upcoming days for the monthly as well, for the month as well, because in the next 4 days we're going to have the monthly closure, and that's kind of too important for us, okay, for the overall crypto industry. So for us to get a clear bias of what's going to happen in the upcoming months, we have to see this monthly closure, okay, and that's going to happen in the next 4 days, and it's going to be an amazing show. As well as we're going to talk about what's going to happen in the previous week, about the analysis that I gave, as well as we're going to talk about the biggest moves that can happen in crypto as well. So it's gonna be an amazing show. So yes, what are you guys? What are you guys? Are you guys bullish or are you guys bearish? Please let me know in the chats if you can chat, or if you can't chat, please let me know as well, because I am doing this live for the second time, so I have to change a lot of things in the settings as well, so depending on how you guys can interact with me. So yeah, so please let me know that as well. So if you guys want to chart, if you guys want me to chart specific tokens, please do let me know that in the chats as well. So yes, it's gonna be an amazing show, and yeah, let's get into the charts. I'm not gonna do a lot of yapping like I did in the previous videos, but yes, let's get into the charts. So the first chart, like I always give you guys, or the first chart that we're going to discuss, like I mentioned yesterday, in the previous week as well, is going to be total, because total is one of the most important charts that you need to watch no matter what. Okay, total is going to be the most important chart, and we're going to discuss about total initially and firstly. Okay, so in the previous week I gave what I told you guys was either we're going to see price displacing higher or price moving higher in the total market cap, or we're going to see price dropping down towards $3.33 trillion level, right? That's the bias, or that's the analysis that I gave you guys in the previous week on Friday. And as you can see, that we did see price coming down to this $3.33 trillion. Okay, the reason why price dropped on Friday is because we had a major news about about Trump imposing tariffs on Europe. So that's one of the major reasons why crypto market dropped on Friday. Otherwise, we should have seen, otherwise we should have seen the market displacing higher. But that didn't happen because of this specific news which we had on Friday, because Trump imposed tariffs. So that's one of the major reasons. And I think that we're going to see an upward movement in this week, and we're going to discuss about that, pretty soon. So yeah, so this was the level that I gave you guys in the previous week, which is $3.33 trillion level, and the price did come down to that specific level to mitigate, and it's moving up right now. For the past 3 to 4 days, you can see that the market is moving up. So we have a pretty good chance for us to displace higher and break above these highs. But for us to confirm this, we need to see price violating the local highs over here. Okay, so the local high is currently the major level that the market needs to violate for us to confirm this upward movement. And in the daily time frames, you can see that the market so far is moving up. You can see that, like, it's basically a good rejection over here. The market went down initially after opening. It came down to mitigate onto that same major POI that I mentioned, and it's moving higher. So if the market wants to displace higher for this week as well as for the upcoming weeks, then yes, we need price to hold onto this specific level, which is gonna be something like $3.39 trillion level. I think I marked that level in the 1 hour chart, I guess. So exactly. So yeah. So this specific POI is in the 1 hour level. So this whole range over here can be considered as a POI, because in the 1 hour you have this breaker over here, which is $3.39 trillion level, which is gonna be something like this. So that's gonna be the range. And in the 4 hour, you have the same level lower, which is going to be this major rejection. So yeah, these two are going to be the major POIs for you to confirm an upward movement. And in my opinion, if the market wants to be bullish today, then these two are going to be the major key levels for us to expect a reversal, okay, if price drops. And you can target these highs over here. So that's what I'm expecting to happen in the total market cap. And the USDT dominance, I'm going to go to USDT dominance, and the USDT dominance kind of confirms it. So you guys know what a USDT dominance is, right? The USDT dominance is kind of like the inverse chart of total as well as Bitcoin. Okay, so whatever Bitcoin does, the USDT dominance kind of does the opposite. So these charts are like inversely correlated, and these inversely correlated charts kind of helps us to find whether there is strength in the pump or whether there is divergence in the pump or drops. Okay, that's what it helps us to understand. And USDT dominance is actually a great chart for us to understand whether the top of Bitcoin is in or not. Okay, so you guys can actually find or trade the reversals after a major pump, just by looking at this specific chart, which is USDT dominance. Okay, so if I say it another way, then you can confirm or you can predict the top and bottom of Bitcoin cycles with this specific chart, which is USDT dominance. It's not just USDT dominance. You have to look at the overall stablecoin market for that. But yeah, you can consider USDT dominance to be the initial, to be the chart which gives you an initial indication whether the market's gonna drop or pump or not. Okay, so that's what the USDT dominance is. So that was an educational stuff. So please, note it down if you wanna trade. So yeah, so USDT dominance is also giving us a similar vibe. So you can see that big rejection that we had. So there is a pretty good possibility for us to continue that drop. And confirmation is gonna be this 4 hour level, which is gonna be something like 4.52% level. So if the market wants to continue lower, or if USDT dominance wants to continue lower, then this is gonna be the POI that it should mitigate. At the same time, you have to look at total market cap, and total market cap should come down to mitigate onto this range over here that I marked. So that's going to be your confirmation for you to go along. Okay, so in the previous video, what I mentioned was you need to wait for an MSS, right? That's what I mentioned. So some of you might not know what an MSS is. An MSS is basically a market structure shift, which helps you to understand a change in trend. Say for example, like in the lower time frames, if you consider there's a drop over here, a 4 hour drop, in the lower time frames, which is on the 5 minutes, the market can look something like this. It will make lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so that's going to be the structure in the lower time frames. Okay, so the moment it breaks above the previous main structural high, which is going to be this high over here, that's considered as an MSS, or otherwise known as market structure shift. It has like different terminologies, okay, depending on the method. So a lot of people consider this to be change of character for another, as well as market structure shift, as well as shift in market structure. So it's basically like the terminologies. Okay, So for you, you can consider it as MSS. That's it, market structure shift. So yeah, so you need to wait for a 5-minute MSS for you to confirm a reversal. Okay, after this POI mitigation. Okay, guys. So let me just show it to you guys in the lower time frame. So it's gonna look something. It's gonna look something like this in the lower time frames. It's gonna make lower highs and lower lows, and after that mitigation, if it makes a higher high, that's your confirmation to go long by placing your stop loss below the levels that I mentioned. And yeah, you can target the levels that I mentioned as well. So right now, what I'm telling you guys is we don't have a major target at the moment, okay, because we are inside a major range. Okay, on the weeklies as well as on the monthlies, you can see that price is displacing higher. And guys, I forgot to mention, there is another thing as well. In the next 4 days, we have that monthly closure. So the monthly closure is kind of crucial for us to confirm that the market is gonna pump. Okay, so we getting a monthly closure above this specific line, which is $3.45 trillion, is an ideal setup for us, is an ideal confirmation for us to go long. Give me a second, guys. Let me just do something. Yeah, so we getting a candle closure above $3.45 trillion is an ideal setup for us to confirm that the overall crypto industry is gonna move higher. Okay, so that's gonna be the ultimate goal that we need to see in the next 4 days. Okay, I don't think that it's gonna happen, but if it happens, it's too good for us. Okay, it's too good for the markets if it happens. Okay, so that's the ideal setup. Plus Bitcoin, you know, not just Bitcoin, I mean, plus USDT dominance, I guess. Yeah, plus USDT dominance, closing, you know, below the specific POI, which is going to be 4.30%. I think I mentioned about this POI in the previous video as well. So this is one of the POIs that you need to watch for USDT dominance. So total violating this level, which is a closure above 3.45 trillion, as well as USDT dominance closing inside of this 4.32% level in the next 4 days, which is going to be the monthly closure, is an ideal setup for you to consider a long in Bitcoin. Okay, is an ideal setup. This is like the legendary setup for swing traders. Okay, because you don't need to look at anything. Just go. You can just blindly go long by identifying POIs if this happens. Okay, this is like a legendary setup for swing traders. So note that down if you want to. And another thing to watch out for is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is currently moving higher. And one more thing which happened in in Bitcoin is basically that we are seeing history being made in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is actually going above the previous highs, above the previous weekly highs, which is currently, you can see that the previous week high was around 106,820, and the last week price kind of violated it, and we kind of closed above 108K, and that's one of the highest weekly candle closures that we had in a while. So yeah, this is currently the highest candle closure for Bitcoin. Okay, we are seeing history being made, and a lot of people are still bearish, and those people are the ones who trade altcoins. Okay, in Bitcoin you need to be bullish because it's currently violating the all-time highs. So be bullish in Bitcoin and only long, and don't try to consider short right now, because we don't have any confirmation of a bearish move fundamentally as well as technically. We don't have any scenario of Bitcoin going down towards like 84 or 70 or something like that right now today, because fundamentally everything's good, as well as technical wise also everything is good. So you can confirm longs. Okay, and the lower time frames, if the market drops down, then you can consider 106,400. This is a weekly closure. A weekly closure is an ultimate POI. Okay, it's going to be an ideal POI for you to confirm a position. Okay guys, so it's an important point of interest, to be specific. And if you refine it to the lower time frames, you will be able to see that that's a daily order block as well. So there is a pretty good possibility for us to see a reversal from this specific POI if the market drops. Okay, only if the market drops. So this is going to be the major level that you need to watch out for if you want to consider a long in Bitcoin. Okay guys, so yeah, on the higher time frames and in the lower time frames today, especially today, what I'm thinking of is, I think that the market's going to displace higher, exactly like I mentioned in the in the total market cap. We are going to see price coming down to this breaker or this order block over here, which is about 109,434. Price will come down into this, or wick down into this level, and it's gonna continue higher. That's the exact bias that I gave you guys in total as well. So consider longing after getting an MSS. Okay, the reason why I tell you guys to wait for an MSS is because the stop loss is going to be pretty big if you want to consider an aggressive entry. So it's better to wait for a stop loss. Plus you're gonna get a confirmation as well. You're gonna get a confirmation that the market is going to reverse. So it's better to wait for a nemesis. Okay guys, so yeah, that's gonna be my Bitcoin analysis, and you can expect Bitcoin to go towards like 120, 130 depending on what USDT dominance tells you to do, because that's basically the correlated charts. Okay, and that's the reason. And yeah, let me just see if I'm getting any comments or not. So I don't have I don't know if I am having a lot of views. So let me just check in my account. Wait, what was my channel's name? Yeah, the Market Makers Club. My bad, sorry guys. So let me just see if I have views. Okay guys, I have like a lot of comments. Okay, good morning Haro Pro. And I think Shepford is Claire, I guess. So yeah, thanks man. Mark is also there. So everybody's there. Let's fucking go guys, let's fucking go. So yeah, so we are gonna see these major movements happening in Bitcoin in the upcoming days. And in Bitcoin as well, the monthly candle closure is kind of crucial for us, because we getting a monthly candle closure above the previous major level is ideal for us to expect a major pump. Is ideal. So this is one more thing that you need to watch out for as well. Okay, so don't try to consider shorting, try to long, because we going above this specific level as well as we closing in the next 4 days and 15 hours is an ideal setup for us to confirm longs. Okay, I'm repeating this because it's that important. Okay, that's the reason why I'm telling this multiple times. Okay, so that's going to be my bias in these tokens. Plus, if you want to consider others, if you want to trade altcoins, right now we don't have that kind of a strength, as you can see that. So a lot of people will say that altcoin season is going to happen this week, next week, or this month. Don't believe them, because there is no reason for us to see an alt season until we get a confirmation in the others dominance. Okay, so in the last live, I guess I think I mispronounced something, which is like the others dominance or the others market cap is kind of like the overall market cap of the top of the tokens, starting from the top 10 to 125. So that's the others dominance as well as the others market cap. Okay, and I kind of mentioned it as from top 10 to top 300, I guess. So it's not from top 10 to top 300, it's from 10 to 125. That's the others market cap. Okay, it's basically the calculated or the overall market cap of the top 125 tokens except the top 10. So that's basically the others dominance as well as the others market cap. So yeah, right now you can see that the others dominance is kind of making lower highs and lower lows. Even though the momentum is going lower, we are still bearish in the others market cap as well as in the others dominance. So there is a pretty good possibility for us to see others dominance coming down to this key level, which is on the 6-month chart as well as on the 3-month chart, I guess. Yeah, it's basically the key level in the 3-month as well as in the 6-month chart. So there is a pretty good possibility for us to see these prices over here, which is about 6.45% level. So that's what I'm waiting as well. So if this happens, you can confirm that others are going to bleed more. So don't believe when people say that all season is going to happen this week or next week, because there is no reason for all season to happen until we get a confirmation in this specific chart. Okay guys, so in my opinion, an ideal confirmation is going to be when others dominance mitigates onto the specific POI, because there in my community in the previous days, I guess, or in the previous days or months, I forgot, but yeah, so in the previous, you can see this pump over here which happened back in like November 2024. So I mentioned my community members to long when price came down to the specific level, because I knew that there was a possibility for us to see that all season. But that didn't happen because price was struggling to go through a major key level, which was this order block over here. And that's one of the reasons why we had to turn bearish after that. Okay, we expected a reversal over here. The market did show us some signs of reversals, but it didn't go like we expected because there was an order block on the monthly time frame, and that's a key level, and the market reacted from that monthly order block. So right now, what I'm expecting is it's gonna come down to this level. It has a possibility for us to come down to this level and then go for a major reversal. Okay, that's my expected move. Otherwise, we need to see others displacing higher in this week or the upcoming week, and we need to see others displacing into this fair value gap, which is at 9% level. Okay, so 9% is going to be the crucial level that you need to watch out for if you want to expect an alt season. Note this down, not this guys. Either you need to see others market cap coming down to 6.45%, or we need to see a monthly or a weekly candle closure into this 9% or above that 9% level. Okay, that's going to be your ideal setup for you to confirm an alt season. Until then, don't believe any of the influencers, because it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. And if you want to consider others market cap as well, it's pretty much looking weak. Even though there is a possibility for us to see a pump, it's kind of looking weak. And right now on the daily time frame, you have a major key level in the others market cap as well. So yeah, even if we pump in the altcoins, you need to wait for this BOI to be mitigated, and because there is a pretty good possibility for us to see a good rejection from this $276 billion level. Okay, that's a weekly BOI, so there is a pretty good chance of us seeing this rejection over here. So yeah, that's one more key level that you need to watch out for if you see price pumping. Okay, because on the weeklies, I don't think that we're going to get a candle closure into that specific BOI, and that candle closure is only going to happen if Bitcoin is going to violate the previous highs and move higher. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, so if you want to consider longs in altcoins, please wait for this specific token to come down to a major key level. So in my opinion, it's either going to be right now if you want to confirm a long, it's for intraday. Okay, for intraday. And or you can wait for price to come down towards $266 billion and then consider a long only after getting an MSS. Okay, so that's gonna be your ultimate trade for the week for all coins. Okay, so these are the major bias that I need to give you guys, and the altcoins that I'm considering is Injective. So Injective is one token that I'm considering to buy because it's too bullish at the moment. It's like it's actually moving right now. Okay, and it's about to go parabolic as well, and it has a pretty good chance of reaching at least $17 over here. So there is a pretty good chance of it going up to there is a pretty good chance for this token to go up towards at least 17.26, and that's in Binance spot chart. So if you want to consider another chart, you can just confirm the same level, which is the monthly level over here. So yeah, so that's the TP that I'm expecting, or that's the moment that I'm expecting in Injective. And the major key level that you can confirm is something like this 13.16. If it drops down to that level after this week, and for intradays, if you want to consider a long, I recommend you guys to wait for this BOI mitigation, which is about 14.05. Okay, and the market kind of mitigated onto this BOI today in the 50-minute chart, I guess. So I was actually watching this live. So yeah, this one, it pumped above, and then it came down to mitigate onto that level, and it's moving up higher. So it already mitigated. So if you want to consider another trade, then please wait for this mitigation to happen in the in the 1 hour or 4 hour chart. Okay, that's going to be the ideal setup for you to confirm along in Injective. And another token that I'm watching is going to be Near. And one more thing, guys, please wait for an MSS as well. Okay, guys, if you want to consider a long, because it's kind of risky because of the stop loss. Okay, so wait for an MSS and then consider longing Injective if you want to. And another token that I gave you guys was Near protocol, and Near is also moving, I guess. It's not that intense, but if you look at the higher time frame, Near kinda is in its lows, and if it wants to move up higher, it should do it right now. And it's currently reacting off of a weekly POI, as you can see that. This was the weekly POI, and price is currently struggling to close below that specific price level that I marked. You can see that. So there is a pretty good possibility for us to see an upward movement only if the market displays as higher in this week. Okay, so if it moves up, then the next stop for this specific token is going to be at $5. Let me just delete this chart, and it's going to be at somewhere around 5.03 if it moves up. Okay, guys, so watch out for this token as well. And for you to confirm along today, I think I don't have a specific level right now, but something like this can be considered if it drops lower. Okay, 2.817, or we need to see a candle closure above this specific level, which is about 2.857. We need to see a 4-hour candle closing above this specific level, and that's going to be your ideal confirmation to long Near as well. Okay, either a 4-hour candle closure above 2.868 or a retracement in towards 2.817, and then you can confirm that long. Okay, so that's going to be the bias, and watch out for these highs as well, because price can literally sweep this liquidity and then drop. That's another scenario which can happen. So if you get into this token, then watch out for this high break as well. Okay, that's going to be your initial major confirmation. So yes, these two are the only tokens that I'm watching, and if you guys have any tokens, please mention that in the chats, and I'll look into it as well, because right now with you guys. So yeah. And another thing that I gave you guys in the previous week was like Ethereum, I guess. So this was the trade that I gave you guys in Ethereum. I think, was it this one? I think it was on the 4 hours, right? So yeah, exactly. So my bad, sorry guys. Let me just delete this. So this was the trade that I gave you guys in Ethereum last week. Okay, so price was like in this candle over here, and price did mitigate into our level, and it did react but it struggled to violate the highs. And the reason why the market dropped was because of Trump's news, as well as another news happened on that same day, which is like Sui got hacked. Okay, I gave you guys a trade in Sui as well, but Sui got hacked. Not Sui, Cetus got hacked, and it was impacting Sui in a fairly good way, and that's the reason why the market kind of started to tank. Okay, so otherwise we should have seen the market moving higher, but yeah, this was our key level that I gave you guys in the previous week. And Friday it mitigated and it started to move up higher, but yeah, it was not good enough for us because of the news which we got in on that specific day. And the next token that I gave you guys was Sui, I guess. So Sui also, this was the weekly level, I guess. Yeah, this was a weekly level. It's still inside that weekly level. So depending on the candle closure, you can confirm a trade in Sui. Okay. So if you want to confirm a trade in Sui, just wait for this weekly rejection. So if the weekly candle closes above 3.5581, then that's an ideal confirmation for you to long, for you to long in Sui, because it's gonna move up. Because so far after a hack, I have never seen a token holding after a hack. And Sui is holding pretty well, so there is a pretty good chance of a major reversal to happen in Sui. So watch out for that. And another token that I was watching yesterday was Hype, but the problem was like it's too overhyped to get in, and it's kinda close to its all-time highs. So this is kinda too risky for us to get inside this token. It's kind of too risky for us to get inside this token. So that's one of the major problems. But if you want to consider a long, in my opinion, it's right now is going to be a good level if you want to consider. Either that's going to be your level, or you can wait for price to come down to 35,541 and then go along. Okay. And the stop loss will be something like $33. So something like this is going to be your, long position if you want to consider a long in this specific token. And for the target, I don't have any because it's currently close to its all-time highs, I guess. So this is going to be something like your trade if you want to consider a long in Hype. Okay, so that's one of the major tokens that I'm watching. And yeah, someone just mentioned about Sol as well. Sol, I think Solana is looking good as well, bro. So there is a pretty good chance for Solana to come down towards 174.80 and then continue higher. Okay, so that's the trade that I'm watching in Solana as well. It has been accumulating for a while right now. And if it displaces higher, then we are going to see Solana moving towards $200 levels. Okay, if it displaces higher, and right now you can see that as well. We had a major pump, and Solana is accumulating, and you guys know what comes after an accumulation: another pump or another major drop. And with the current scenario, I'm expecting another major pump to happen in the Solana ecosystem as well as in Solana. So yeah, for today, if you want to consider longing, it's going to be 174.80. That's going to be your targeted longing level, and you can just confirm, or you can just consider these to be the major levels of reversals. Okay, meaning after longing from these levels, you need to watch out for either 180 or 182, I guess 183. So those two are going to be the levels for you to consider a reversals. Okay, reversal. So yeah, so these are the levels in Solana. So yeah, consider taking entries over here if you want to. So yes, I was considering a short in Solana, I think something like here in the 4 hours. But the stop loss was pretty big, and that's one of the reasons why I was not able to go for that short. So this was that range, and yeah, this was the short. The percentage wise, it did actually go down in a fairly, it did go down by 4%, and somewhere around here was my TP, I guess. But RR wise or risk to reward wise, it was not that good enough, so I didn't go for this trade. Okay. And Haro mentioned, as well as Marcus mentioned about Ethereum. Bro, in Ethereum, I don't have a major level right now, because if you want to consider a short in Ethereum, you can consider it right now if you want to, but this short can only play out if the overall crypto industry, or if the overall, Bitcoin drops specifically. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen right now, but it's a risky short. But if you want to consider, you can consider. And longing, it's gonna be, no matter what, it's gonna be 2,579, because we don't have any major key levels anywhere inside this range over here. So yeah, on the higher time frame, it's gonna have to come down to 2,579 if you want to consider a long. Okay, otherwise you can just wait for a MSS over here in the 5 minutes or 15 minutes and just go for that short. Okay, so that's going to be the trade for Ethereum. And someone mentioned about Fart coin. So MEX, I guess. Bro, I think it's looking good. It's looking good, and it mitigated onto that rejection as well. So either we displace higher, and it's already a POI. It's good actually. What about the 4 hours? 4 hour looks kind of weak. So maybe you can expect this mitigation once more, which is 1.33, something like that. Okay, before another major pump. Okay, otherwise you have to wait for price to go above this specific level, which is 1.45. And if you do get a 4-hour, at least a 4-hour candle closure above this specific level, you can just confirm a trade. Okay, otherwise in my opinion it's better you wait for that 1.33 level. Okay guys, so that's my expected move in Altcoin. But yeah, this is a meme token, I can't confirm a major movement, okay, because this literally moves by the hype, so I don't know. So yeah, with the TA, these are gonna be the levels that you need to watch out for. So yeah, so I think that's about it, I guess, because I don't see any more charts. Okay, and yeah, if you guys want me to chart forex, I can do that as well. And for gold, it's like, you know, ranging over here. So I don't think that gold is gonna go for a major drop. So if you want to consider a long in gold right now is actually a good level if you want to consider a long. Otherwise you have to wait for price to come down towards 3,259. Okay, either gold needs to reverse right now, which is 2,595, or 3,239. Okay, so these two are going to be the levels. These two are price levels from the daily time frame, so there is a pretty good chance for us to see that reversal. Okay guys, so these are going to be our trades for the day as well as for the rest of the week. So yep, I think that's about it, I guess. And if you guys want me to chart more tokens, please let me know in the chats. I'm reading the chats as well, and I have about 8 views. Thanks guys, thanks a lot. So yeah, so if there is anything else, please let me know if you guys want me to chart more tokens. I think we don't have any major levels in the tokens as well. And yeah, for euro, it's also kind of close to a major level, 1.13312. This is on Oyanda. So if you want to consider a long in euro, you can confirm it, you know, if price mitigates onto this levels. Okay, and Asia is also, yeah, Asia was accumulating, London is dropping down into this POI, so New York might go for that reversal. So there is a pretty good chance for you to see a reversal in New York if the market, you know, comes down to these levels over here. So watch out for that in euro. I think these are going to be the forex pairs if you want to consider. And yeah, GBP looks too bullish as well to short. Yep, I don't think that shorting is a good option right now. So we have a POI as well over here. So yeah, if it drops down to these levels over here, you can confirm a long in you know, in forex, in GP specifically. So yeah, so these are going to be the levels, guys. Watch out for it. And I think I'm not. Oh, XRP hit the like button as well. XRP looks kind of weak in the higher time frames, guys. If you want to see a pump in XRP, it should happen today itself, from today itself. That's it, because it's currently reacting to to a daily POI. I mean, daily POI, and you have a weekly POI right now, right below it as well. So it's kind of like a mixed vibe. XRP is kind of giving me a mixed vibe. Either we see a reversal today itself, or we see price coming down towards 2.25, and I think that's a good level for you to confirm along, I guess. That's a weekly level, so there is a pretty good chance for you to expect that major reversal in XRP. Okay, if it comes down to that 2.2520 level. Okay, and you can target the major levels, which is going to be like these highs over here, $2.943. So that's going to be the trade for XRP if you want to consider. And another one that people mentioned is CRV. I think I already mentioned. I don't know, but yeah, CRV. Oh, curve looks good, but higher time frame, this looks too good for a pump. But fundamentally, it should be, you know, strong enough for you to see that pump. Okay, on the monthlies, you have a ton of liquidity, as well as the market has been accumulating for the past 3 to 4 years, I guess, 1,000 days. So fundamentally, if it's good, you're gonna see a major pump happening. You're gonna see a major pump in CRV. And if the fundamentals are weak, then I don't think so. So that's the vibe that CRV is giving me. Plus, guys, I think it's pretty windy out here as well, because we are in the middle of a storm over here in India, and there is a pretty good possibility for me to see the electricity going off or the power going off right now, because it's too windy. So yeah, so if my live stops all of a sudden, then please confirm that it's basically the electricity, it's not me. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. And CRV, I think on the weeklies looks kind of good. If it drops down towards 69.77 level over here, you can confirm along. I think that's gonna be the only level that I'm gonna consider for now. Okay, and if it drops below that, then it's gonna come down towards maybe like 50 cents. So I don't think that that's a scenario, but yeah, you cannot deny that as well. So either 69 cents, or otherwise it's gonna be 50 cents. Those two are going to be the levels that you can consider. And right now it's reacting, it's moving up higher. On the 4 hours, if you want to confirm that long, you need to see these high violations over here, but at least this high violation over here. Okay, you need to see a candle closure above these levels for you to confirm a long in CRV. Otherwise, it's better to stay away from this token in my opinion, okay? So yeah, it's showing that pump, but it's at a POI as well, and CRV can also go down from here as well. If you want to consider a short, it's better you wait for a 5-minute MSS and then go short, okay guys? CRV is at an edge, it's kind of like in a major reversal point at the moment. So yeah, if you want to consider a short, just wait for that indication. If you want to consider a long, just wait for this high violation and then go long. Okay, so that's going to be my bias that I have in CRV. So let's see if it's going to move or not. Yes, and guys, hit the like button. If you want me to do more of these sessions, please hit the like, subscribe, as well as follow me on Twitter, because that's where I'm gonna that's the only place that I'm gonna let you guys know whether I'm gonna go live or not. So the time that I'm planning to go live is at 3 p.m. my time. That's something like 20 minutes ago. 5 o'clock New York time, I guess, 5 a.m. New York time. So that's the time that I'm considering to go live, 5 a.m. UTC -4. 5:30 a.m. UTC -4. That's the time that I'm considering to go live. So you will be able to see me here every day, maybe at this specific time. So yes, that's gonna be my time. So if you guys want to interact with me, please comment, please follow me on my Twitter as well. So yeah, and please let me know if you guys want me to post charts over there as well, okay? And my DMs are open. If you want to ask doubts or anything like that, just DM me. All you need to do is like DM or comment on my video or on one of my posts in Twitter. So I will get back to you guys as well. So yeah, I don't think that there is anything else for me to discuss. So guys, hit the likes, subscribe. I'll see you in the next live. Maybe that's gonna happen tomorrow. So yeah, I'll let you guys know that in Twitter as well. So yeah, have a great day guys. Bye.